Yo, what is going on, everybody? So, welcome back to our brand new video on the channel. So, in today's video, I'll be talking about one of my all-time favorite players that I wanted to make a video on for a very long time, Mariano Rivera, one of the greatest closers of all time. So, before we get started in today's video, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button to help me rank up on YouTube for the algorithm to help push out my new videos. Also, hit the subscribe button with the notification bell so you guys be instantly notified when I upload a new video or multiple videos or a couple gaming streams here and there. Also, get in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think or let me your thoughts basically about Mariano Rivera. I'll definitely read your comments and definitely interact with you. Also, if anyone is interested in getting my Philly Sports Podcast merch, my Teespring store link will be down below in the description. So go copy yourself some merch. Also, you can follow my podcast series, Sports Talk Podcast, every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will put the playlist link down below in the description. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Philly Podcast YT, and you can also follow me on Instagram at Philly Sports 97, and you can follow me on TikTok at Philly Sports 97 for more additional content or updates to the channel. So, with that being said, let's jump right into it. So, Mariano Rivera is one of those guys, or one of those top relievers that I've actually enjoyed watching, growing up, in the early day, and that's the thing too. It's just like, and I've watched this latter half of his career too, throughout the year since there was no one like Mariano Rivera, despite, me growing up as a Phillies fan and a Yankees fan at the same time, because, I know I'm going to get a little flack for this because at the time, when it came to the Yankees, I've watched the time where they had, Jorge Posada, Andy Pettitte, Derek Jeter, and Mo Rivera, to name a few. But Mariano Rivera, he was just a special breed of a closer. So I want to give you, I have baseball reference pulled up on my phone, so I'm actually going to break it down from his debut in 1995 to his last to his age 43 season in 2013. So actually in 1995 he actually made 10 starts. He pitched in 19 games, but 10 of those were starts. So he actually was a starter for since when his debut. But unfortunately, he pitched 67 and he had 67 innings pitched, gave up 71 hits, 43 runs, 41 of them were earned, gave up 11 home runs, struck out 51, walked 30, and that's the thing too. And then, just from the numbers standpoint, it's just like he I guess he just didn't feel like he was a good starter. Then we go to 1996, where he pitched 61 games. And this is at the time where he actually moved to the bullpen. At the time he had 5 saves with 172 and 2/3 innings pitched under his belt. Striking out 130 in his second season, which is crazy to see. He has his strikeout. He actually let's see, what's he? It's crazy to think, from having okay rookie year as a starter and then move to the bullpen in your second season to where you strike out 130 as a reliever in 1996. Well, he had an 8-3 record with a 2.09 ERA in his second season, which is really outstanding. At the time, you had some pretty decent superstars like Derek Jeter, Jorge Posada, like I said before, to name a few. Now we go to 1997, obviously my birth year, even though this was his age 27 season, where before I go to the rest of his breakdown from his career from 95 to 2013, I want to actually give you some ideas of his accomplishments. He is a 13-time All-Star, a 5-time World Series champion, a World Series MVP, an American League Championship Series MVP, an All-Star MVP, a Hall of Famer unanimously, which is very, rare. It's a very rare for someone who actually will get into into the Hall of Fame on a unanimous vote, and he's a 5-time Rollies Relief Pitcher of the Year. You know, and the only player other than Jackie Robinson to wear the iconic 42, no matter what uniform. I mean, though it was Yankees pinstripes, but he was the last person to wear the iconic 42, which is the last. Obviously Jackie Robinson was the first to wear it, even though he was retired, but retired among Major League Baseball. But I feel like Mariano Rivera was the exception. But career-wise, he has a 56.3 WAR with an 82-60 record and a career ERA at 2.21. That shows how good Mariano Rivera was coming as a reliever, as a pitcher there in that time. It's just crazy, like going. I mean, I don't want to say it about 97, even though that was his first All-Star selection. But I want to go take your attention to his second All-Star selection in 1999. He actually led all of the major leagues with 45 saves in 1999, which was pretty. I mean, it was, and he pitched to a 4-3 record with a 1.83 ERA. Just unbelievable. And not to mention, when people think of Mariano Rivera, the one pitch that he's really known for was his cutter. And that really made a lot of hitters frustrated. Because in his prime, he can get up there in the upper 90s by like 95 to 96, maybe top out around 97 on his cutter, which was very hard to hit from both righties and lefties. Some lefties maybe got the best one, but I don't really think, he gave up, blown too many saves in his career, though. That's the thing. Now, in 2004, he also led the American, well, technically both the American League, all major leagues, with 53 saves. For his, just summarize it all. That his 19-year career, like I said, 82-60 record with a 2.21 ERA, with 1,115 games pitched. He has started, like I said, 1995. Only 10 of those games out of that 1,115 games were 10 starts. And obviously he is the all-time saves leader in all of Major League Baseball with 652 saves, surpassing the great Trevor Hoffman, who actually held that record for some time. And, Mariano Rivera, will go down as one of the greatest closers of all time, in my honest opinion. People will understand, so I was like, oh, there's going to be but no one's going to outbeat Mariano Rivera as a closer. Trevor Hoffman, never did, later in his career. I mean, Mariano Rivera just was, like I said before, he was a different breed of a closer. And that's the thing to to put this in perspective, think about it this way: him and Hoffman had their own, when they come from the bullpen, they have their own entrance teams, kind of thing. So obviously, you had Enter Sandman for Mariano Rivera. As soon as that plays, you knew the game was going to be over, just like that. Mariano Rivera brings that feeling that, look, he brings this kind of like swag to it. It's just like, look, I'm going to get this game as good as done. Say the Yankees, I mean, obviously, every time when the Yankees will win, he was their go-to guy in his 19-year career. Having a 5 World Series rings, 13-time All-Star, a unanimous Hall of Fame selection. And this is the thing, and I said this before in multiple videos too, like players like Mariano Rivera and Derek Jeter, who spent almost 20, technically Jeter spent 20 years. He was like, but loyalty from that, long period of time it's not going to be seen ever again. Obviously, we don't have, Mariano Rivera, like I said, Mariano Rivera, in my honest opinion, is probably one of the greatest closers of all time to pitch in the major leagues. Coming from Panama, and this is the thing too, and how often do you see someone like Rivera, being such a being 25 in 1995, starting, was an okay pitcher. Like I said, pitching to a 5.3 record with a 5.51 ERA, even though it was above 500 record, but the ERA was kind of high in my honest opinion. But then again, he started lowering it. He had stretches where he just had, 1997, a sub two, a 1.88 ERA. 1998, a 1.91 ERA. He will range from a sub 2 to a sub 3 ERA from 97 to all the way to 2006, and he only has that one stretch where he had an ERA above 3, which was in 2007 in his age 37 season. So it shows that Mariano Rivera was the most dominant closer to ever step on a major league mound, in my honest opinion, anyways. But what do you guys think about this? What do you even with these old baseball fans too? Like, what do you remember about Mariano Rivera and what he brought as a closer? In the major leagues, doesn't matter what fan base you are. Put it in the comments down below. I mean, I will love to hear your guys' thoughts about the great closer of all time and Mariano Rivera, the last player to ever wear the number 42 for the New York Yankees. But with that being said, this is Robert from the Philly Sports Podcast. This is, an interesting, topic I like to, talk about. But like I said before, I am signing out. See ya, guys.